Okay, brother. Let me look at your question. I'm looking to hit the gym, and will look to purchase an online workout product. I'm actually taking that off the market. I'm going into actually coaching guys, a coaching program on that, which brings me to the point. All of my products I do offer coaching on. So if you need coaching through 7 steps, you might want to pick up my coaching product. Just give me 4 weeks, and we'll get you online or in line with the whole concept of getting a girlfriend real fast or a date real fast. Does a past show goal that Greece studied have more in-depth info on getting the life story? I've never really gone in depth except for in my product, how to talk to girls. Okay, I've always talked about, okay, let me give you the information that I've repeated probably about 50 times in the last 5 years at least. And I've been doing this for the videos for about 10. When you get her life story, you take a real interest in her. You're one of those people that need exact, you must be left brain, because you need exact step-by-step. There is no step-by-step in a conversation. You never want to go by a roadmap in a conversation. And I've talked about that. So you're looking for the magic step-by-step thing. And that doesn't exist in human nature. That's what the PUA sold you, that there could be a step-by-step route to getting a girl. I gave it a good example of getting someone's life story with the neighbor. Go watch that video, the videos I've done the last couple of days. I had a neighbor come into my house, and I found out this guy is an original Sacramento. I live in Sacramento. And the area that I'm living in, he used to ride horseback. So you take a real interest in that person as just a human being. And notice how the inflection I use. I always use that same inflection as just a human being. Okay? You take interest in her as just a human being. If you and I were to make friends, we would sit there and talk, hey man, where you from? Oh really? What was it like out there? The same stuff well maybe you might have one of the guys who have social anxiety or some shit like that. I don't know that world. I come from an ordinary guy's world. And this is how ordinary people do it. The mainstream people. You know, we ask questions about each other and we get to know each other. We don't have a roadmap. Okay, at this point you ask this, you ask that. A conversation flows. Let's say you go up and you introduce yourself to a girl. Let's say you're at an art gallery. And that's actually a good place to meet intelligent women. In my town, every month they do something called Second Saturday. That's where all the art galleries open up. They offer wine, blah blah blah. Okay, so let's say I was down there and I saw a girl standing there looking at a piece of art. And of course, I'm going to use the environment to open my mouth to say something. So what do you think of the art? And she'll say, well, I think it's, she's probably an artist, so she'll say, it's really demonstrative of the impressionistic period. And my next thing will explain that to me. I don't get it. So I've got her to start talking. And let's say her name is Sheila. Oh, well, Sheila, thanks for the information. Are you a Sacramentan? And then she says, no, I'm actually from the state of Florida. Really? When did you guys move out here? Oh, really? Let's say she moved out here. She's now 30, and she moved out here when she's 17. So you actually went to most of your high school years back there. What was it like back there living in Florida? See, I actually want to know that because I'm a human being. I'm not mentally fucked up. I don't have that social anxiety. I was shy. I was a shy guy. So I learned to socialize myself. I don't need a roadmap. So, see, if you have a roadmap, you would have missed all this. Because people do roadmaps, they do one subject, but they don't go in depth to the subject. See, I want to know everything about Florida now. What part of Florida she's from? What was it like there? What was it like growing up there? What was the environment like? What was the weather like? How were their winters? I'm in the middle of winter right now. If I was talking to her, hey, this weather, man, it's been pretty bad. Do you guys get weather like that down there in Florida? And she would tell me about the weather. Well, I've heard that, they have some pretty big storms come through there and wipe towns out. Did you ever experience that? See, I'm taking a real interest in just her as a human being. I don't think about her pussy. Just because she's a woman, I got to put her on a pedestal of woman? She's an ordinary human being to me. We both shit in a toilet. We both get up and go to work. Well, I work for myself, but she gets up like a human being, goes to work. She eats like every other human being. There's no mystery to her as a woman. She takes a nasty, smelly shit just like you do. Think about it. Her sitting there pinching a loaf out on the toilet, just like you do. She has fears. Can I pay my bills this month? Just like you do. She's a human being just like you are. There's only difference between you is your sexuality and emotional stuff. Physically, you're a little bit stronger, but that's about it. She bleeds. So stop this whole nonsense. I need a roadmap just to talk to another human being. Get her life story means find out all you can about her life. She's 30 years of age. She's got 30 years of life experiences. Let's say she went to college in Ohio. Why did you travel so far to go to college? Let's say she got a grant. Wow, how did you get the grant? What did you do to get the grant? She talks about that and how she competed in a contest. Hey, congrats, that's really cool. You won this whole thing. So you respond like a human being, not a robot man. I teach guys to be natural. Okay? I'm trying to break you out of that mode that you're in. You're in that robotic nerd-ass mode. And that's not where you're going to want to be. You need to change your mindset to be more natural and fluid. Otherwise, nothing I can do will help you get there. That's the first thing we need to do is break you out of that mode. Okay? You're in a dangerous place right now because you're looking for some kind of magic act, some kind of script. And I don't do scripts like PUAs. You know, at X amount of time, ask this question. Or a list of questions. Can you imagine carrying a list of questions in your head? How nervous you got to be just to remember the questions? And it has nothing to do with the conversation. So it seems like you just ask a list of questions. Let's say you've got a list of questions. Okay, ask about what she do for a living. Ask about where she's from. Let's get one more. Let's ask about, let's just do the two. You got that whole list of questions. See, I don't use a list, so I can't think of the robotic stuff that people ask. And you went up and did your little opener on her, and you go, what do you do for a living? Has nothing to do with the current situation. You're just repeating a list of questions. And she goes, well, I work in IT. Where were you born? Do you see how stupid that is? Instead of asking about, what do you do in IT? Really? You got a degree? What college you go to? So you take, as I've taught in my videos, you take the conversation, look for what's called breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs. Okay? Elements of conversation that you could use to delve further into the subject. This is a mistake that guys make with internet dating. They ask a question, they move on to the next question, instead of exploring her answers. When you explore her answers, you get deeper into her mind because you start to get her to recall things, to reveal things, to open herself up to you. Instead of the robotic PUA thing. Does that make sense? Hopefully you can understand the concept of get her life story. Is basically you take an interest in her and you pay attention. You do what's called active listening. Now I even have a product on that, which isn't in the store. I'll have to find that and put that in the store again. I think I have it as a bonus for one of my products now, though. When you learn to be an active listener, that means you shut off your thinking. A lot of you guys, when you approach girls, you're trying to think ahead. You're not listening. You're not listening. Now, if you sign up for a coaching program, I'm going to have you sit down and talk to my girlfriend. That's how I develop I've been helping guys develop their conversation skills. She'll sit here and I'll give you a situation like, let's say you're on a bus, she's sitting down there, the seat open next to you. Start. And you'll go, hey, you'll do whatever, what comes to your mind on how to open her up. Or let's say you're in class and she said next to you, getting ready to lead the class. I do different situations like that. So I help my guys develop their conversational skills. Okay. Also, as part of my coaching program, I'm now offering my internet dating product. You already have the 7 steps. That's one of the parts of the coaching program that I'm now offering, is the book 7 Steps, and also my dating product, my internet dating product. So by the time you finish your 7 steps, you'll be on the internet with your internet dating profile ready, and you also will be engaged in conversations with girls online, and you'll know how to converse with girls offline. Okay? So if you want to get that coaching, go to my store after you finish the book. I recommend you do it now while you're reading the book. That way we can increase your understanding of how it really works in the real world. Because my book is based on how it actually works in the real world. Not this male-centered PUA thing where you run up to a girl and you yell stories in her face. You try these magic openers. I back-engineered what works with actual women. Okay? So what I am putting out actually is from the real world. I didn't create some kind of ideology on the internet. I'm not like those the RSD guys that get around these think groups. They think of these new magic ways, boyfriend destroyers, which will get your ass beat or get you shot. See, they don't come from the real world. They get online, they think about shit, and they kind of manufacture shit. If you stick what I'm saying, you'll find the natural way into the mainstream society, because that's where the girls exist. They're out there in mainstream society. They go to work. They go out to the clubs on the weekends. 64% of the women that go there, they're there to meet men. Okay? No joke. 64% of the women go to a club to meet men. So that's where you need to go. That's why I have a dance product, teach you basic dance. It sounds like I'm pushing a lot of products on you. I'm pushing helpful tools on you that you may need. Okay? Good luck to you. Hope this answers that question of robotic bullshit, of A1 to A2 of getting a life story. Doesn't exist. Peace.